Hey, welcome to Math 62, Quantitative Literacy 1 at Blue Mountain Community College. I'm Gary Parker, your teacher this quarter. Let's take a look at the course. Hopefully you already got yourself oriented. If not, I'll always have announcements at the top. I'll make one or two announcements a week. I have a thing here called the daily work schedule. Let's take a look at that. And the point of that is this is when you should start a section. And where's the daily work schedule? It's weird. It's supposed to be sitting there. All right, so here it is. So yesterday, Monday, you should have started section 1.1, and then on Wednesday, you should be starting section 1.2, and so on. If you just look at the due dates in the course, then you might fall behind because you might not get the assignment that day. So those are really deadlines, the date it's got to be done by, not necessarily the date you start something. So for example, lesson 1.2 is due on the 28th, but you should start it before that. Mostly you'll do things in order. So there's some stuff to read at the top. I have a YouTube playlist of videos from previous quarters with this class. The workbook you guys won't really be using, but I want to show it to you anyway. So when I do this class live in person, I have these worksheets that students and I work on together in the classroom. And so what you'll have is digital versions of these that you'll walk through, where you'll be able to type your answers in a box instead of writing them down on a piece of paper. But this is here for you to look at if you want, but you won't need to turn any of these papers in. So for example, my on-campus students are going to use the paper version there, and you all are going to use the online version. And the online version has all the same text. The difference is the questions have a box for you to type your answers in. And with the lessons, you should, before you submit a question, you should really assure yourself that you get it right. So questions like this one right here are just opinions. There's no right or wrong. I'll come grade that later. So you won't get credit at first until I look at it. But questions that require a number, those are auto-graded. And if you don't get the question right the first time, you get a chance to do it again. If you don't get it right the second time, then we just give you the answer and you can just type the given answer to get partial credit. But if you want to get full credit, then you really want to get the answer right the first time whenever possible. And it's possible most of the time. So again, I highly encourage you to double check somehow any number you put in a lesson before you submit to get a grade for it. And you can come and go out of these assignments, finish it later. And again, you want to get it done no later than the due date, which means you want to start it ahead of time. So there were some relatively simple things to start with. The syllabus quiz, so hopefully you read the syllabus, took the syllabus quiz on some of the main policies. Alex Math Assessment, if you already took that, just submit it and say, hey, I already took it. Otherwise, follow the directions to take it, and then let me know what your score was. If you happen to remember your score, let me know, but otherwise you could just type something like, I took Alex in the summer of this year, or maybe you took it in the spring. And if you remember your score, tell me. If not, I'll look it up. If you're going to take it for the first time, then you'll tell me my score is blah. Tell me what your score is, submit, and I'll come back and look at that later and give you a grade. Other intro assignments are the intro to the lessons. So this has a video about how the course runs when it's on campus, and then how some of the features work in the different assignments, some of which I just mentioned, like the online lesson. You can get 100% if you get a question right the first time. You get partial credit if you get it right the second time. If you don't get it right by the third time, we'll just give you the answer and you can type it in and get some credit for typing in the given answer and then move on. Homework questions, each question you can do over and over again. Same with the prep. So when you're working on these here, if you don't get it right the first time, then you can try again. And if you don't get it right by the third try, then you can always do a similar question to get full credit. So homework, HW assignments you can get 100% on. if you persist, and the same thing with the prep lessons. Otherwise, each lesson is set up the same way. There's a prep assignment, there's the actual lesson, which is kind of like your textbook that's interactive, and then there's the homework. Now, this is a different kind of math class, and I want to help you be better students. And so at the top, hopefully you read through the self-regulated learning document. And so for the next few weeks, I'm just going to have you think about some of the things in the self-regulated learning, which there are 3 main points: planning, doing work, and reflecting on your work. Since this class doesn't meet in person, so we don't have that student-teacher interaction face-to-face, I have these learning forums and share your work for each week. And so the learning forum is just tell me something you struggled with or that you did well. And then the share your work is going to be something related to the lesson or homework for that week that you're going to write up, and you get to see what other people submit on that too. And there'll be one of each of those this week, and those assignments to make up for the fact that this class is normally a bunch of group work, students working with students and me helping out. And so this is the closest I can get to the online version of working together. So each week we'll do a couple of lessons. Each lesson takes a couple of days. And then after the first 9 lessons, we'll have our first exam. I generally have people correct their exams. It's not extra credit, it's just more credit trying to fix any problems you had. Exams have to be taken at a testing center or with an approved proctor. If you have any questions about that, let me know. And then we move on to more lessons. Same idea, right? It's going to be prep, actual lesson, homework, and at the end of the week, there's the share your work in the learning forum. So reach out to me if you have any questions or need help. On the syllabus, you'll find contact information, my telephone number, my email address, my calendar, when you can find me waiting to help students. And again, if you aren't on the Pendleton campus, then we can meet through Zoom or on the phone if you need any help. Take care, do good math. I'll see you in the near future. Bye.